Remember when my episodes were between 15 and 10 minutes? Those were the days, huh? Kept them around 10. 12 at most. God. Got twice as much content that way. Though the Let's Plays were twice as long. Those days. What days they were. Anyways. Presenting. Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Judge Courtney, your argument doesn't hold any water, just like the well. There was a device set up around the well here. Well, well, well.
I love that joke. Just well, well, well when you're talking about wells. I don't know. I know it's stupid, but I love that joke. What is this device of which you speak?
Aren't you aware of the stunt in which Mr. Keys is blown away by the elephant during the show?
I have heard of it. It would have been right before he exits the stage. And that is his exit, but yeah, whatever.
He tied one end of the length of rope to himself and the other end to a set of weights. He was able to perform the stunt by dropping these weights down the well.
Wouldn't he have spent the whole play suspended in the air?
That's why he had a stopper attached to the weighted end. The stopper was removed by pulling another rope. And around the well, we found evidence of the weights were switched with the victim's body. This was done by the real killer in order to shift suspicion away from them.
I mean, she didn't know, so don't take it too hard. I also... Her outfit is so dumb. The cape's fine, and the wizard sleeves that she's got going on, that's fine too. But it's skin tight, clearly. She's got it's hugging her waist and hips, and is really hugging then baps. But then you get to the sleeves and they're all poofy, and it's like, really? That's the outfit you went with? Whatever. Also, isn't she the one with the weird neck?
Judging from the time of death, the murder was carried out in the early morning of the show. The true criminal had until the time of the show started to set up the device.
But didn't Simon Keyes make that thing? And since he was also the one who used it, he is the best suspect. God, what a douche. Don't you agree?
Objection! If Mr. Keyes were the murderer, he would not have needed to do that. Miss Benny? Yes? Was there anyone else who knew of the device he had set up?
Well, let me see. Since we had to get everything about our show approved by the people here at the prison, I'd say there were others who knew about it.
I also like how she's in this shot. Her shoulder is roughly the same height as Edgeworth, even though Edgeworth is clearly a gigantic human being compared to her in this shot. It's like, she's 17. I'm sure, her height is average for a woman, but, Edgeworth's also average height for a man. He would clearly be taller than her. Yet, here he is so much bigger than she is.
And there you have it.
I see. You have indeed performed a thorough investigation, which is why I'm even further perplexed. Why do you not use your efforts for justice?
My actions are not just. Who made that decision? You bitch.
You cannot understand even that, even now?
God, I hate her. She's so uppity. Is she my least favorite character I've ever met? There are characters who are, evil that they've done worse things, like Gaunt. Gaunt was super evil, but I love that guy. He's awesome. She's just an uppity bitch, and I hate her. And that's clearly the idea, don't get me wrong. But there's always, someone... Edgeworth in the first game, I kind of liked him. Von Karma in the second game, she was okay. Godot or Godot, or whatever you want to call it, in the third game, he was alright. I didn't like Gavin in the Apollo Justice game. Lang was pretty cool. I hate her. Black Quill was okay. Oh, I really didn't care for Shadmandi. I really didn't like him. I kind of came around on him, though. It's clear he was... Yeah, I won't say anything to spoil it, because that's still a relatively new game, but I kind of came around on Shadmandi when we learned more about him. I doubt she's going to get the same treatment as Shadmandi, So... yeah, she might be my least favorite opponent. Or most hated. Like, most hated is probably the best way to put it. Because she's well written. I hate her. And I'm supposed to hate her. But, God, I hate her. You get what I'm saying.
Providing support to a defense attorney despite being a prosecutor. It is quite unnatural. This goes against the rules.
Show me where.
I am merely choosing to do what I think is right at this particular time. I travel down the road I have chosen. Your comprehension does not matter in the least. However, if anyone intends to interfere, I will show no mercy.
Perhaps this is a calling from the goddess of the law. If you intend to rebel against her divine will...
You're convinced is your own.
I will have no choice but to hand down my verdict. Pay heed to my words. I have one more reason to suspect Simon Keyes of murder.
Go for it. Let's hear it. Can't wait to shoot it down. Big talk from a one-eyed judge.
If the body came from the courtyard, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of this crime. While Simon Keyes was moving surprised from the show, he visited Mr. Knightley's cell. Does that not strike you as odd? Why else would he have brought a large covered cage with him? Oh, that does seem pretty suspicious.
Mr. Keyes was merely that kind of person. It is entirely possible that he carelessly brought it in there.
If that is possible,
Which it is.
then it is also possible he was assisting in the escape. Am I wrong?
Not as such.
I suppose I must refute her theory with evidence.
I just thought of like a horrible... like they took a Persona angle and instead of evidence, they went for evidence! And you had to dance off to solve crimes. Look it up, Persona 4 Dancing All Night. They're making 3 and 5 as well into dancing games. It's just... God shows up and kidnaps one of their friends, and they're like, oh man, we gotta fight this god. And this god's like, I don't fight. If you want your friend back, you have to beat me in dancing. And they're like, oh shit, time to bust a move. That's obviously a bastardization, but that is basically the plot. Anyways.
Hold it! You seem to believe that Knightley was killed in the courtyard. So, can you say where he was brought there? Can you say when he was brought here?
On the day of the show between midnight and 8 a.m., I am positive it could only have been during that time.
So after the rehearsal ended and before the show began?
The most pressing issue is... how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center?
Hold it! Are you certain there were no other routes?
A trial date has not yet been determined for Mr. Knightley. Since he was not a prisoner, he could not have easily entered the prison.
What the hell? Oh. I'm what am I clicking on? Oh, I think I opened... yeah, I opened my webpage. Ignore the... I might have to blur out that Discord thing, depending on what you see there. I'll have to check that.
Since he was not a prisoner, he could not have easily have entered the prison. He would have stood out too much.
Meaning no one testified seeing him there.
Well done. May you be blessed by the goddess of the law. As I said, Mr. Knightley was taken into the prison through a less conspicuous manner. Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity.
What makes you say that? Oh, right, the cage thing.
Are you certain he was the only person who had the opportunity?
Have you forgotten? This is a prison. Due to the constant supervision, it would be impossible to do anything unusual.
Then wouldn't it be the same for Mr. Keyes?
The warden has shown favor to the Barry Big Circus. Simon Keyes is a circus member. Miss Barry's apprentice, no less. It could only have been him. He was able to move about freely within the facility.
It seems you forgot to mention that.
The words forgot do not exist in my dictionary.
Then it would be prudent for you to add this to your argument. Mr. Keyes may have been the only person who could move around freely in the prison. But on the day of the murder, there was a gap time missing from the surveillance recordings. During that time, anyone could have done as they pleased. Do I have proof of this gap of the surveillance recordings?
Yeah, did. Is it this? No. There is a gap. Somebody mentioned it. No. Is this it? No. 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 Or is it? No. Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah. It's off by 3 hours.
Take that!
Mr. Keys wasn't the only one who had the opportunity.
Who else could have had the opportunity? You! Arrest him.
The timestamp on the security camera is off by 3 hours. This means there was a 3-hour gap in time. And during that time, anyone could have done it.
If that were the case, then the murderer would have created the gap in the time intentionally. It would not have been a simple camera failure. Are you saying that is possible?
It's possible if you had access to this. My badge!
So with that, they could have created the gap in time.
Yes, with this it would be possible.
Out of the question.
How can you...
Then please demonstrate how it's possible for yourself.
No, that would be impossible. Right, that's my bad. If the cameras were stopped, I should know how it was done.
So it would be impossible to intentionally create this gap in time, am I right?
You're wrong, Judge Courtney. It's possible if you had access to this.
Take that!
That's always fun.
In this courtyard, we found the circuit breaker for the security camera. And it was possible to access the breaker room both before and after the murder.
What? Ow, why do I keep doing that?
Unfortunately, it appears that you have fallen short of your intentions. Mr. Edgeworth hasn't fallen short of anything. So, can you explain how the murderer obtained the key to the breaker room?
Yeah, the murderer's the warden.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was locked, wasn't it? The warden hangs on to the key, right? The breaker room has great importance even in prison.
Well, especially in prison.
There is no one who would have been able to obtain the key so easily.
I can think of one person.
Hell yeah! On a roll music.
What did you say?
This person, the murderer, was able to get the key. They didn't even need to steal it.
There can't be anyone like that. Besides, the breakers to the electrified fence is in that room too.
Only one person could have done this. I didn't want to believe it myself, but I trust that my logic is sound. The person who used the key to enter the breaker room is... Regina!
No. No, it's not her. My bad. I just clicked the first female I saw. That wasn't Kay. God. All those are men except for Kay and Courtney.
It was Lang! Why is he here again?
Patricia Rowland.
Take that!
The murderer is... Warden Rowland.
Oh my! What an energetic little puppy!
That's because this dog is extremely fond of sweets. It seems to detect a sweet scent on you.
Oh heavens no! I'm not even wearing perfume or anything of the sort!
What the dog detects is the sweet scent of death. Sorry, that was... that was dramatic, I apologize. That was unnecessary even for me.
How poetic! However, does that not imply that I committed a murder?
That's what I think.
God, stop doing that. What?
The warden is the murderer. Mr. Edgeworth, are you serious about your statement?
Whoa, how amusing! The very thought of a warden committing a murder.
God, that's weird.
It sounds like something out of a mystery novel.
Precisely. Your reasoning is contempt.
Hold it!
Nothing of the sort. I did not want to believe it myself, but based on the evidence, I have no choice but to believe it. This evidence proves Warden Roman is the murderer.
No. The circuit breaker? I really don't know. This evidence proves the warden's the murderer. It could be the bell, because she's the only one that would have had access to it. My guess is either the breaker or the bell. Because I can't think of anything else it would be. Could be this. Warden's office, courtyard nav. Oh, she very easily could have made it through without the passageway. That'll probably come up later, however. It's either the bell or the circuit board. We kept the bell. I guess. Try this. No. Yeah.
That doesn't even have anything to do with me.
That wasn't it. The bell? Missil's reaction to Warden earlier. What was the cause of it? I need to let that guide me to the answer. The sweet scent? Oh, do we present the body? There's no food, although someone did make cake at one point, or a brownie.
Take that!
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't have gotten that without the hint that they gave me, so thanks for that.
The smell gave you away.
God, terrifying dog.
As you can plainly see, someone has taken notice.
This police dog.
He tracked a sweet smell that came from the body. And right now he is telling us that the same scent is also on Warden Roland.
Woo! Woohoo! You're a cruel one to accuse me of a murder based on something like that. Right, Justine, darling?
It appears that Judge Courtney has reached the same conclusion as I have. She's a frigid cow.
Mr. Edgeworth, this couldn't have been just a coincidence. This couldn't have been just a coincidence, could it?
The key to the break room and the same scent on the body. If it were the only one, it could have been seen as such.
It appears we have reached a conclusion. We should now listen to what the warden has to say.
Indeed, until we do, we cannot close this case.
Oh my goodness, everyone with such scary faces. So I'm the only one who could have been the murderer. That just cannot be.
You have no idea how much in love I am with this voice. It's so much fun for me. I'm going to give it to another, like, female character in a different case. Because she's obviously not coming back. So, probably around the 5th case I'll find someone.
I heard all about the case from Justine, darling, here. Had I committed the murder, it would have taken place inside the holding cell. But I couldn't have moved the body, and I never went to the prison. I was caught up in my work until the show. I was stuck in my office. Check up on it if you like. You'll find there's no record of me entering the prison. I don't know what reasoning you had, but I can say for sure, I cannot be the killer.
But Missile barked at you, pal. You've gotta be the culprit.
Oh heavens, it's not possible. I already told you, I never went to the prison. If you think I'm lying, why don't you check the records?
She wants us to check the record. She does seem confident. For now, all we can do is listen to her and try and draw out more information.
I do hope you understand, Mr. Edgeworth.
Alright. The rebuttal after this, since I need to black something out in this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tokenlad. Talk to you later. Shoot, negotiate. See you around Dasklands.